Few things are better in this world than a Friday evening in the summer sun in the beautiful countryside in northern Italy. But if you really want to add a little something extra to that idyllic setting, chuck 20 Formula 1 cars on an iconic track like Monza and give them a Saturday qualifying session on a Friday night, and my goodness, you're in for some entertainment. I'm Ollie Wilson for GPFans, and this is everything you need to know about Friday evening's action over a 3-day weekend of importance in the world of Formula 1. The sprint sessions are back on Saturday, the race is still on Sunday, but it means Friday night is qualifying night, and this is all of the fallout from the Italian Grand Prix Friday evening qualifying. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with everything that we do here at GPFans. But now let's get into the key talking points, particularly when it comes to who's sitting on pole for Saturday. Is it sporting poetry? Valtteri Bottas will be on pole for Saturday's sprint event at the Italian Grand Prix after a Friday evening qualifying packed full of the usual Monza shenanigans, but a slightly surprising finish to Q3. Formula 1 will host its second sprint event of the season on Saturday at the iconic track, meaning, as we had at Silverstone earlier this year, Formula 1 fans were treated to a Friday evening session of important action on track, as the usual Saturday qualifying session format was moved to the start of the racing weekend. And starting Saturday's race that isn't a race will be the Finnish Mercedes driver on pole, Valtteri Bottas, who has just announced this week, of course, his departure from the constructor for the 2022 season, as he pipped his teammate Lewis Hamilton to top spot by 0.096 seconds with his final lap of the session. Q1 and Q2 in the late summer evening were littered with unsafe releases from the pit lane and plenty of dawdling on track as cars jockeyed for position for that crucial tow down the long back straight leading into the long right-hand parabolica before the main straight, and plenty of heart-in-your-mouth moments for a number of drivers on flying laps. George Russell, in his first race since the announcement of his move to Mercedes for next season, was fortunate to make Q2 in his Williams, sneaking into the second stage of qualifying after Yuki Tsunoda's fastest lap in Q1 was deleted after the rookie driver exceeded track limits at turn 11, while Antonio Giovinazzi, the man who is driving for his seat on the grid next season in his Alfa Romeo, was able to put his car into Q3 for the second straight race in a row at his home Grand Prix. But it was all about Bottas in Q3, after Mercedes showed throughout the session that their car, as Max Verstappen had feared going into the weekend, was supreme in power and pace on the long straights of Monza. The Finn was in position to give his teammate Hamilton the vital tow in the final laps of Q3, but put in purple sectors himself across all three sectors of the circuit, with Lewis unable to respond in kind, as the British driver completed a front row lockout for Mercedes going into Saturday's sprint. Max Verstappen was able to put his Red Bull third on the grid behind his title rival, but 0.4 of a second off the pole sitter, with the two McLarens of Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo rounding out the top 5. That qualifying lap was nice, beamed a clearly delighted Bottas during his trackside interview after the session. It feels so good when you get a nice lap, and I managed to save it until the end, and I'm happy to get a tow as well, finally. So it was good fun, enjoyed it. And as you say, I feel good, I'm relaxed, everything is sorted for the future, and obviously I'm really pleased with the team today. The car has been so good, and obviously further on, next year, that will be new and exciting things for me, and I'm looking forward to it. But for now, focus on tomorrow's sprint race. Of course, starting from the front, expecting to get the maximum points tomorrow, and then do the best job we can on Sunday. But the weekends started nicely. I'm happy. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton was asked about the chance he now has to pick up potentially 3 vital points in Saturday's sprint, and just how important they could be in a title battle that is being decided at the moment by such fine margins. Firstly, congratulations to Valtteri. He did a mega lap, said the 7-time world champion. it was looking pretty good for us on my side up until the end. He just went quicker. I couldn't match it. It's well deserved. We've lost a championship by 1 point. You know how that goes. There's been a lot of points lost this year on both sides, but every point really counts. But these sprint races definitely can add and help, so we have to try and capitalise on that. So going into Saturday's sprint, from what we've seen with the action on track this Friday evening, Mercedes currently have a huge advantage over Red Bull. But can Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez eat into that in the Saturday sprint? And what about the McLarens as well of Lando Norris and Danny Ricciardo? A great qualifying session for them and for Antonio Giovinazzi, who, as we said earlier, really is in these final few races of the season driving to survive in Formula 1. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything throughout the Monza Grand Prix weekend here with GP Fans.